Relationships can be a real pain in the neck. Get ready for relationship advice with a bite, here on Vampire Princess Problems.
I'm Vanessa.
And I'm Seth.
So today I'm actually drinking a frozen margarita.
Oh, that's very cool. I've got a beer, a nice chilled IPA.
What is it? Is that a light beer or a dark beer?
Light beer. It's,
Do you like dark beer?
I'm not the biggest fan. I prefer my pale ales. IPA stands for Indian Pale Ale or India Pale Ale because it used to be what was sent to the troops out in India back in the day.
Oh, really? I didn't know that.
Yeah.
I don't drink beer, but my mom drinks beer and she drinks dark beer at room temperature. Not like every day, but just like if she was to order a beer, like she would want a dark beer at room temperature. And I'm like, that is crazy.
That's quite, yeah, I understand though, because
She's
whilst it's
German.
not, well, yeah, whilst it's not for me, it's the kind of, uh, what's the term for it? Like, there's the stouts, the milds, the porters. They're all sort of darker beers. They tend to be a little bit much for my palate, but room temperature for a proper beer isn't really an issue. They should be cool, not cold. But some of these IPAs are designed more so that you have them cold.
If I was like in like a blindfolded taste test, like I don't think I could tell you like what was what. I would just be like it all kind of tastes the same.
Fair enough.
It all tastes like beer to me and I just don't like it. But I don't even like root beer.
Oh,
Okay.
fair enough.
So today the question is ghosting the new smoking? So what I mean by that is it the new something bad that we all secretly do anyway? Like is ghosting the new bad habit?
Yeah, it's a very interesting point. I mean, it is something that some people kind of do it involuntarily. Other people do it for all different reasons, I guess. I mean, some people, they feel there's a safety issue, they just want to get out of there. Other people, it's more of a, well, I've just been with this person. My work here is done. I'm just going to vanish. Which is obviously, I think, probably more akin to being the new smoking, as it were. So I think there are circumstances in which people do it where it is indeed the new smoking.
And I think too, like with phones, it's obviously a lot more easy to ghost someone over the phone. Like probably before cell phones, like you had to just kind of break the news. Um,
Mm.
yeah, I do think there's exceptions, like you said, safety reasons. Like if you feel unsafe, like talking to that person or interacting with that person, like absolutely ghost them. But I mean, I feel like probably, more often than not, that's not always the case. People just ghost because um maybe they find it's too difficult to like just tell the person like how they're feeling. But honestly, I think like overall, we could all agree that like it's pretty rude. Have you ever been ghosted before?
I have,
You have?
yes. It's yeah. Somebody did that to me. I thought things were really going well, and then just wasn't able to communicate with them anymore. I wasn't sure of the reason why. It just seemed to be a thing that I don't know. If I did say something wrong, I'm not sure what it was. I would have rather have been told so I could learn the lesson. But I suppose it goes back to the safety thing. You can't always guarantee what the other person's going to be like, and if it had been somebody that was perhaps a little bit more uncouth, um, maybe there would have been consequences for rejection. So,
Yeah. I mean, I would push, like, in all honesty, for people to just say, like, hey, it's uncomfortable, but it might give that person a little bit of closure. Like, just to
oh,
say,
for sure.
like, thank you so much for your time. Like, it's just really not working out, but I wish you the best. And then, like,
Yeah,
that would kind of not leave someone wondering, like, oh, like, where did I go wrong? Was it something I said? Was it something I didn't say? Like it leaves you with the why. Like, why did they ghost me?
absolutely. I mean, I would 100% have preferred to have been told
Right.
the reasons.
You
I
know, I've shared with you like privately, but I was ghosted by a friend recently. And like, I mean, the thing is, like, I don't know why that like they didn't respond to me, right? Like, I'll probably never know why, but I mean, if I had to guess, yeah, it was probably because I said something like very chaotic or like off-putting. But like, I mean, at the end of the day, like, also at the same time, hey, that's just who I am. Like, I said like some random stuff over voice message, and they just left me on red, you know. So I'm just like, well, if that was too much for you, you'd hate to get to know the real me.
oh crikey, yeah. Yeah, I suppose it's good to sort of find out one way or another, but yeah, really knowing why it is, even just a thing to say, that's very interesting. I'm not really feeling this though. It would have been nice, wouldn't it?
I mean, to be honest, I don't even think it was something I said because I didn't say anything that crazy. But what I think it probably is maybe they were busy and they just didn't have the time. And instead of just saying like, "Oh, I'm really busy right now," like I'll get back to you like whenever I can. And that doesn't even mean you have to respond to someone that day or the next day. Like if you're busy, like we're all adults. Like you could text me back in a week or 2 weeks or something. Like whenever you have free time because like I'm a big believer that interacting with people like they shouldn't feel like a chore. Like if you feel like you have to talk to this person every single day and it's just like something like washing the dishes, like loading your dishwasher that you just do every day, then like I don't know, it's not fun anymore, is it? Like I feel like you should want to talk to your friends. And if you just don't want to, like you're just not feeling it, like just let them know like, "Hey, like I'll just get back to you guys like when I can."
Yeah, absolutely. I do agree. I do think it's something that really should be expressed more. Oh, I'm busy. I've got too much going on. I will get back to you. And there've been occasions I think when I've sort of said that, and it has taken me a couple of days really to sort of respond, or you've wound up sort of sending me something first. And it's just because either work's been a bit on the mad side, or um, I've been quite sort of exhausted through various, life things, and it's just taken me a while to sort of rebuild the mental energy to have a conversation. And that's something that obviously at the time I explain, apologize, make sure that you're aware of what's going on, but I do at least try and tell you, where I can.
Yeah, you're actually super good about it to the point where like I wasn't even taking it like you were ignoring me. You just like went ahead and let me know like upright and I appreciate. And I don't remember if we said this on the last episode or if this was just something we were talking about last time, but like I was explaining that like sometimes when I feel the need to like talk, like I feel like I need to say what I have to say like right there or else I'm gonna forget. And it just kind of like I just kind of word vomit. Like I just like have to say whatever I have to say. And so sometimes I'm just like you don't have to respond to me. Like, I know you just said you're busy, so don't respond to this right now. But, like, if I don't send the message, I'm going to forget about it. And, like, I just wanted to tell you something.
Absolutely. And sometimes that's the thing, because if you don't get your thoughts out, sometimes you'll forget them, and you might have some like really fun idea, or funny thing to say, or just something really sensible and smart that just is going to disappear into the ether if you're not careful.
There's
So
actually been, like, several times, like, just with, like, my friends in general, that I've wanted to tell them something. Okay, like, for example, me and you, obviously, you're in the UK, I'm in the US, we're in different time zones. But, so you're asleep, whenever I'm still awake. And so I don't want to send a message, like, while you're asleep and then risk waking you up. And I have friends also, because I used to live in Germany too, so I have friends in different time zones over there. So what I literally do is I write it in the notes of my phone, so that way I like don't forget what it was, and then I wait till like the next time we talk, and then I'll just like copy and paste it.
that's a good idea. Solid plan. It
But then
gets the job
sometimes
done.
I forget and I go through my notes and I'm like, why did I write this like random thing? I don't even know who I was sending that to.
Yeah, context is important. Yeah, I've had that where I've sort of tried to remember something and I've just wound up with a completely contextless situation that is like, I'm sure I wrote this down for a reason, but I have no idea what it's for. One of the worst things I'm all like that is when I take measurements. Like I've had measurements where I'm trying to sort of figure out what's going on within a certain space in my house. For example, if I want a new bit of furniture, but I've not written down what that furniture actually was, and where. And so I've just got these random measurements. And I'm like, this could be anything. By the time I get back to it, I'm like, "Oh, okay, so what's going to be 24 inches by 13 inches by 70 inches? A cabinet, maybe? I don't know. Like, what stuff is that size, and why have I written it in my phone?
I think that's the
Where's it
thing
going to go?
about like when you have your own space, it's just like you always feel like there's something like, oh, I could change this around. Like when you were a kid, did you have your bedroom like the same way throughout, or did you like constantly rearrange your bedroom?
Oh, I was constantly rearranging it.
Yep,
I was trying
yep.
to, mostly at the time when I was a kid, I was trying to find the optimal angle so I could sit on my bed and play on my Mega Drive. Um, like,
The Mega Drive,
that,
what is that?
um, I think probably a bit before your time. I think also, I'm pretty sure it had a different name over in the States, the Genesis, I
Oh,
think
the
it might have
Sega
been.
Genesis?
Yeah.
Oh, okay, gotcha. No, my older brothers had a Genesis, and so I definitely probably played something on there. I just don't know what, like probably Bomberman or something.
Hmm. For me, it was Streets of Rage.
So I could tell, like I could pretty much guess that you would be the type of person that would rearrange their furniture constantly. My whole childhood, like in the bedroom that I was in, no, it was the same. I knew exactly where I wanted the bed, like by the window, like maybe some small stuff, like oh I might change like I don't know some stuff like on my desk or whatever, but all of my furniture was in the same location. And my best friend growing up, like anytime she'd get stressed out, like something happened, like she broke up with her boyfriend, she's like I'm rearranging my room. I can't deal with this. She's like I need a new vibe in here.
Oh, for sure. New vibe is important. Definitely. I mean, I'm in the situation where I'm constantly thinking of rearranging my living room now. And I often would do it like if I had a breakup or if I've fallen out with a friend or anything. Although that part doesn't really happen anymore. I tend to have the right people around me now. But you know, when I was younger, if I had a situation like that where I'd fallen out with somebody, I was like, right, I've got to rearrange the house. Like one room is getting taken apart and putting back together differently. That's just a thing that needs to happen. Um,
Yeah.
so yeah, at the moment it's the living room, because I'm looking at it thinking there's got to be a better way of going about this. Something that's easier for the purposes of, um, well, for the purposes of like, you know, gaming and other bits and bobs. Not really quite sure what exactly it'll look like in the end, but I've got to do something with it. This space has to work.
Honestly, now that I'm thinking about it, I feel like ghosting, like in and of itself, is talking like without actually talking. Because when you ghost someone, it still sends a message, right? Like it's still very much like message received without you even having to say anything. Because like even when me and my friends are like talking about like situations like they have with guys or whatever, like maybe the guy says something and then they'll be like, "What'd you say?" And they're like, "Oh, nothing. Like I left them on delivered," meaning that like the message was I didn't even click on the message where it says read. Like I left it on delivered so that I didn't even care enough to open your message. Like that is saying something without saying something.
Yeah, yeah, that makes sense. I've done that too. I had an occasion or two where I've just basically deleted the conversation without having read it.
That's what I was gonna ask you too, because you said you've been ghosted, but have you ever ghosted someone?
Yeah. Uh, I mean, I was getting kind of the wrong. I don't know. Just it felt like the wrong feeling I was getting from this person. Like, um, when somebody's a little too keen and the way that they word things is perhaps not quite the right way, and you kind of have to think at some point I might have to introduce this person to my parents. So I wonder how that's going to go.
Wait,
Um,
okay. Let's there's a lot to unpack there. So let's start unpacking it. Okay, so when you're saying a person is too keen, is this, and I don't want to get too much like to your personal life, but you're talking about like in a like romantic way, like you've met someone online and they seem like too enthusiastic about you. Like what is making you feel like they're too keen?
like when it's not a relationship yet, but they start relationshiping. uh,
Like
where they're
in
sort of
what way? They expect like all of your like time and attention, or
ex-
like
yeah, that's it. Expecting time and attention, expecting things to happen, sort of almost like pushing to meet up when the boundaries are still there. Of well, hang on, let's keep talking for a bit more. When they're sort of
yeah.
really trying to push things to cross the finish line very quickly, and it's like, well, okay, um, this feels like in about a month's time you're going to ask to get married and have babies. I'm not quite ready for that yet, you know.
I do feel
So
like I can almost see myself on the opposite side because it's like, you know, sometimes I wouldn't say like, oh, when you know, but like when I meet someone and like I don't know, I just feel like even like with my friends and stuff, I'm easy to love someone. So like I'm easy to be like if we're just friends and like we're talking on the phone or something, we hang up, I might just be like, okay, bye, love you. Like I don't know, I just develop like I care about people like very quickly. Not in the sense that like God, I'm like ready to get married to this person or anything like that, but I might be like some people have literally said before that I guess it could be like love bombing, but it's not actually love bombing. It's just like when I meet someone and I like them, like I'm gonna compliment them, like, oh, like you're very funny, like I like hanging out with you. Like I don't know, I'm just being honest about where I'm at. But speaking about this whole thing, I know exactly what you're saying though, because I think that's a different thing. And my best friend, I actually have a really funny story because she is going through this right now, actually. And so obviously, like disclaimer, like I'm gonna change like everyone's name, like these aren't their real names, but let's just say my best friend's name is Sally, okay? And we'll just make the guy's name Jack. So she meets this guy, Jack, at work. They exchange numbers, and so they're like texting each other and just like getting a feel for things, and like it's not serious, right? Like they're just getting to know one another. And so a couple days of that, he's being nice. He's always asking like, when do you want to hang out? When do you want to hang out? When do you want to hang out? And she's all like, I'm busy. Like, I'm really busy right now. Like, I don't have time. Like, I don't have an hour of my day that I can set aside to hang out with you, literally. Like, that's how busy I am. Like, it's just not going to work. And he was being nice to her, but he was also being annoying because he was always texting her, like, why are you so busy? Like, what are you doing right now? Like, what do you mean you're busy? Like, I make time for you. Like, why can't you make time with me? Why aren't you texting me back? Like, why didn't you text me on your break at work? I mean, just being super annoying with it. And so, you know what she did?
mhm.
She actually told him, said, you know what? If you want me to make time for you, we'll go on a date to Sephora. I don't know if you know what that is. It's like Douglas, like a makeup
Okay.
store. And she's like, take me to Sephora and buy me whatever I want there, and then I will hang out with you. And so he literally said, okay. And like, she did not obviously like think he was going to agree. She thought that was going to be like somewhat of a deterrent, right? And like, hey, even if it doesn't deter him, like I get my Sephora cart. And so they literally went there, and she just grabbed like one thing because she started feeling bad, like he's basically having to like buy this to hang out with me. So she just picked up like one thing, and he was like, oh, like that's all you're getting? Like get more stuff. I said I'd get whatever you wanted, like to hang out with you or whatever. And then so she was just like, oh, like okay. And then she started feeling like a little guilty, you know? So she had just grabbed a couple things. I asked her how much it was, and she said it was $170 at the total.
Whoa.
I know, and he paid for it, and I was like, so like what'd you guys do after? Like, you know, like did you guys like go on a date or like what was it like after? And she was like, no, there was no after. Like I felt really weird and uncomfortable. Like the whole situation was just off, and then it was like because he paid for that, it almost felt like a certain like layer of pressure. So she was just like, you know, like I'm not like I'm gonna go home now, like, because I have something to do, but like maybe later on, like, let's meet up on a different day or whatever. And so she takes her dog to the dog park, and she was like, you know what, like, if you want to come see me, like, I'll be at the dog park, like, at 4 p.m. or whatever, you know, like, basically, like, I'll put you into my schedule, but I'm not gonna, like, allot time for you because, like I said, like, yeah, he bought her that stuff, but he had been really annoying, like, previously. And
Hmm.
just, like, I don't know, like, she said that she thought he was, like, cute, but something, like, she was just getting the ick from him, basically. Like, it wasn't like she was like, oh, like, he's so cute, so I'll just, like, let him do this. It was just kind of like, I don't know. The longer it went on, the more like kind of turned off from the whole situation she was getting. So anyway, they had met up again, and it was going like okay, but then he was still texting her all the time, and then like let's say she works like as a barista, okay, and so she's working at the front register, and this guy that Jack that she's talking to comes inside, like gets in line in queue to order, and then her boss comes out and tells her that she's gonna work the drive-through now instead. So she goes over to the drive-through. Jack hears that and sees that and immediately runs out, gets into his car, whips around in the drive-through to be the next car in line, and then wants to like order with her, and it basically is coming to her work 2 to 3 times a day to get a drink from her because she's a
Wow.
barista. And
That's
so like
a lot.
yeah, and then for example, another time he comes through the drive-through because that's where she normally is, and he gets a car in front of him gets pulled forward, like, sorry about the wait, like, why don't you just pull forward into this parking spot over here and we're gonna bring it out to you, type of situation, you know. So someone else brings out the drink for the car in front of him, and then he gets pulled over. So when he pulls over, he just comes inside so he can make sure he gets the drink from her and not someone else bringing it like out to him. Like just weird stuff like that. And then so eventually like they had kind of gotten to an argument, and he was basically like, "Oh, you're not like making time for me," and like proceeded to like call her names and everything. And then that's when she was just like, I just like, you know, he called me names and I just left it undelivered. I didn't even open them. Like the last thing she said was like, please, like, don't come by my work anymore. Like, can you just like leave me alone? Like, because you don't have to come by my work. And he was like, oh, like, that's so funny thinking that I come by your work for you. I come there for my drinks. It's like, then why were you rushing to the drive-through and rushing inside just to see her all the time if it was just for the drinks? It seems like you were there to see her.
Yeah, I was going to say alarm bells are ringing here.
Right.
This
And
is really problematic behavior.
like for me, like that's to the point where I would just be like, okay, just block him because I'm not getting the vibe that like he's learning from this. He's just like getting more and more like feeling entitled to her attention and time like as it goes on. And I think that's more so like what you were saying, like it was too early stages. They're not even in a relationship. They're not even officially dating, like exclusively dating each other. They're not boyfriend and girlfriend, and he's
Mm.
asking her, why, well, what are you doing right now where you're so busy you can't text me back? Like that's just not how you
That's
talk to
it.
someone.
I was getting a lot of messages in you know, for what I was telling you earlier about when I ended up sort of in that situation where, you know, Too Keen was messaging near constantly and was seemingly getting annoyed when I wasn't responding immediately, even though I'd explained I was busy. And you know, as I've said it before, when I've fallen for somebody properly, there is, you know, I am intensely, you know, in that emotional zone. But even then, I will hold a little something back to make sure I'm not doing too much. I'm not being ruled by it, because I've got to be to a certain point rational, because I do not want to be tarred with the same brush as these people.
Yes, exactly. That's what I was saying too, is that like I think I'm a little conscious of it because I don't want someone to say like, "Oh, like you're love bombing," or like whatever, but it's just like I mean, I pretty much can figure out like let's say we talked for 24 hours. I would know in that 24 hours if this is someone I want to be with at all or not. Like if this is someone I see a future with or not, because I date with the intent like basically to marry. Not like, oh, I want to rush and get married right away, obviously. But what I'm saying is, I'm looking for like a long term partner. So I'm going to know in the first 24 hours, pretty much of meeting you, if this is going to work out or not. And then the thing is, like, if I decide, like, hey, like maybe this is my future husband, like right here, like, obviously I'm going to be nice to that person. But yeah, I have to be conscious, like, not to like love bomb them. Although I will say, honestly, for me, I've never really had that problem because any guy that like I've just been like interested in like immediately. Like I don't know, they like it. I feel like
Mm.
maybe guys like don't get it like maybe as much. And yeah, you know what? Actually, just the other day, like I asked like this guy like, "Hey, like, are you okay?" I just could tell he was like kind of sad, and he just like just stood there for a second. And he was like, "This is literally the first time like a woman has ever asked me if I'm okay." And I was like, well, I didn't even know how to respond to that because, like, I'm not, I never have the intention to put, like, other women down or anything like that. Like, I'm not saying, oh, like, I'm so much better than everyone, but I'm just saying, like, that just kind of, like, we just kind of stood there with those feelings for a moment because, like, I didn't even know what to say.
Mm. It is shocking sometimes. Like, sometimes people just don't find themselves on the receiving end of such nicety. I've been very fortunate that those niceties have happened to me. You know, I've had people make sure I'm okay, and you know, I've got good friends who we check in. We emotionally are able to communicate our feelings. You know, I've got guy friends that I'm prepared to tell them that I love them because they are, you know, my good friends, and we are out, you know, we're happy and open to talk in those feelings terms. Society has a lot to answer for trying to tell certain people that they can't give those feelings or can't receive those feelings from other people.
Yes.
So I think that was, you know, it was a good thing you did. Just you know, help this one person see a different side of society that's a little bit nicer.
Yeah, I agree. It was just like kind of one of those moments where I was just like, well, like it's just that reminder. I think if anything to do, like just check on your friends. I mean, or just people you know, the people that you see like every day. Like I don't know, the postman. Just ask them like, hey, like how are you? Are you having a good day? I mean, sometimes it's just like small like interactions like that. But
Yeah.
yeah, I will say
Just imagining, like, yeah, the postman turns up, says, "Hey, you okay? You doing okay? Yeah, you want a cup of tea? Come in,
no,
sit
like
down, have a chat."
literally if cuz by the time that the like trash collection, like the bin collection comes around, for me is about the time that I'm leaving for work. So like if I see them outside, I'll be like, hey, how are you guys? Like, do you guys need a water or anything? I mean, it's like early in the morning. They always say no, but I'm always just like, hey, like, hope you guys have a good day. Like, thank you. Like, I appreciate. I mean, they're providing me with a service, you know. So I'm just like, you know, I feel like probably maybe a lot of people don't like talk to them.
Yeah, yeah. It's you're showing very clearly you're not taking for granted the work that they do, and that can make all the difference to somebody's day.
You do that for a girl, by the way. Would
Um,
you buy her $170 worth of makeup just to get her to go out with you?
I I would. I say this because There was somebody that I was interested in at one point, and I took her to this shop, like clothing store, where I was going to pick up something. It's called All Saints. I don't know if you've got that over there. It's very pricey, and I just wanted like a couple of t-shirts. But she tried on this dress, really, really liked it. It looked so good on her, and she looked at the price tag and was like, "Oh, I can't afford that," and I offered to buy it for her. I mean, she did refuse. Like she said, that's just too much. But you know, I did offer. I was gonna buy it for her.
Yeah, that's
So I am.
definitely me. I'm like, if a guy offers to pay something, like I gotta put on a little show. Like I'm still gonna let him do it, but I'm gonna be like, "Oh, really? Are you sure? Well, thank you so much." Like, well, I just really want to let him know that I do appreciate it. But like, I open my purse and I've got two lip glosses in there. Like it's not possible that I'm paying for it, but I'm always like I'm still gonna let you pay for it. But I think that's the thing too with me is that I don't want to have to ask a guy to buy me stuff at Sephora. I just feel like, I mean, if he likes me enough, he's gonna get me stuff. Like maybe every now and then, like if I was in a relationship, I'd be like, oh, I really want this like one, like whatever. Let's just say it's a lip gloss, like, and like, do you want to get it for me? Like, can you get it for me? Like, that'd be one thing. But someone that I'm just like just starting out dating, like, no, I'm not gonna ask them. Like, I'm gonna let them do what they're gonna do, and I'm gonna see how it goes.
Absolutely, and yeah. So it is. You know, it's a case of knowing where the boundary is when you're allowed to start, you know, branching out into the expensive stuff. You know, when's a suitable time?
Definitely not until you're officially boyfriend and girlfriend, I think.
Mm.
Yeah. But I don't know, like I said, as far as like me and like relationships and stuff, I don't know. Guys never seem to mind if I'm affectionate early on, but I think it's also like they can probably get my like, well, I wouldn't say like I'm not crazy, but like they can probably get the vibe that like I'm being sincere about it. Like I'm not being like, oh, like whatever, I guess.
Yeah, I'm good at picking up on the difference between keen and pushy.
Yeah,
And
I'm
I
not
think
pushy
maybe
with it. I'm just like, sorry that I sent you 20 TikToks, but they all made me laugh and remind me of you. But like, that's just
yes,
how I am, and I'm a yapper. It's not like I'm expecting like a response right away. That's like what I was saying earlier. Like, even when you're like, oh, I'm busy right now, like I might say like, I know you're busy right now. You don't even have to open this message, but look at this.
I think that's the thing as well. It's like, here's the thing that made me laugh. Maybe it'll give your day a bit of positivity too, versus you know, the love bombing that we mentioned before. You know, lots and lots and lots of really intense feelings with one driven path. Um, you know, there's a whole world of difference between those two things. I really enjoy it when people send me comedic things. You know, stuff that's going to make me laugh.
Right.
That's just going to take a little bit of the edge off.
Oh my
It's
god,
a
it
whole
is
different
the
world.
the best feeling in the entire world when people tag me and stuff. That's like literally
Mm.
some of my followers will tag me and stuff and be like, "Oh, like this is so you." Like they'll tag me in something like vampire related normally or just like whatever, and I'm just like, "Oh my god, that like actually literally makes my day." Like all those interactions, like I remember them forever. Like all of my followers that would probably think like, oh, like she doesn't see. No, I see everything and I remember it. And, like every time they interact, I'm just like, oh my god, like that's the person that like tagged me in that one thing. I
Mm.
remember people's names on my page.
Yeah, it's wonderful, isn't it? It's like, this this person sent me this thing that was absolutely, you know, it feels like they see you when they're like, oh,
Hmm.
this reminded me of you. You know, in my case, when I receive those, it's normally something offensive. I don't mean that as a sort of, you know, a dig at anyone. It's genuinely my closest friends will see like a picture of a gorilla or something and go, ah, this reminds me of you. Um, and you know, because we just have a bit of banter more than anything else. It's nothing, you know.
I think that's how
It's only
guys
my good
are.
friends. Yeah.
They'll be like, what
Yeah,
have you been up
that's
to, you ugly? Like, but yeah, and I
yeah.
think that's the thing too, like with love bombing, is that I believe, like, someone can correct me if I'm wrong, but I'm pretty sure, like, by definition, like with love bombing, is that it's something that happens for a short period of time, and then when that person's like attention or interest or whatever change, like it just stops and completely like abandons that person. Like it's kind of a
Yeah.
hot and cold situation. And see, the thing that is with me, like, it just never stops. Like I'll
Mm.
just never stop like being like that. I'm just like, I don't know. I just feel like it's because I'm typically a very like happy person, I guess. So like even if
Yeah.
someone says like, oh, they're busy or whatever, like I'm not like upset by that. Like everyone has their
Mm.
own life to live, you know.
Yeah, I mean, I feel like I guess there's quite often a bit of a well a difference in how the behaviour is when it is, you know, love bombing. It's all quite intense, and some of it feels a bit targeted, almost like what's the word, like it's sort of not really blackmail as such, but it's kind of creating an emotional transaction to get you interested, because it's like, well, I've done all of this, whereas, you know, why are you not doing that for me? And that's when it becomes a bit of a, you know, a real sort of lopsided thing, because I shut off a lot at that, and that's when I will be looking at ways of sort of stopping talking to the person, or I'm just not keen. And if somebody is genuinely too keen that I'm not interested in, and they're not taking the hint, then, you know, ghosting is on the table. It's not something that's nice, but if they won't take the hint, then that's just what I'm gonna have to do. Normally, though, I will message and I'll just say, look, it's not working out. I don't think things are going to go anywhere, so let's just call it a day. And then I'll just use the block function on as many things as possible to avoid.
And I definitely believe in the block button. Like, it is my life. It is my online life, my page, my whatever. Like, I'm only going to put things on there that make me happy. And if seeing someone comment something stupid is obviously not making me happy, then first I just delete it first of all, and I'm just like, bye, whatever. It's all pixels now, I guess. Like I'm just gonna send that back to wherever it came from. But then if it's consistent, I'm just like block. Like I don't know, I'm not paid to put up with you on my page. Like I respect everyone's opinions, and so like even if someone comments a different opinion than me, I'll leave it because I respect that. But if they're just commenting something like rude or hateful, I'm just like, yeah, no, like I don't know. I don't give second chances. I don't have to. But I think
Yeah,
that
there's
that's
no obligation.
yeah, and I think that what's appealing about ghosting is because it's easy for people that like to avoid confrontation. Is that you? Are you scared of confrontation? Like will you try to avoid it, or are you just like whatever, I'll just handle it?
I prefer to avoid it, not necessarily scared as such, because I'll face it when I need to. I just think there's a more civil path.
Yeah, oh yeah, definitely. I just mean like anything with anyone, like I don't know, would you speak up like if your boss was like fussing at you but they were wrong? Like would you be
Hmm.
like actually no, you're wrong? Like or would you just be like, "Oh, okay, like got it. Like I'll do better." Like whatever, just get them to like be quiet.
Yeah, I'll just I will, you know, if I think my boss is wrong, I'll talk to them about it. I have. I'm very fortunate that I've not ever gotten myself into trouble doing that before, but I've certainly argued with bosses in the past.
Oh yeah, because I mean, obviously for me, like I'm not scared of confrontation. Like if there's something I need to say to someone, like I will always say it right to their face. Actually, like I straight up go to them before like anything. Like there's even been times where I've heard like a rumor or something through the grapevine about a person. And this is the thing, I hate like rumors and gossip because it's like when people start telling me gossip and I'm just like, "Okay, like so what are you gonna do? What do you want me to do? Like what can be done about this?" Like I'm very much like an action person. Like, or are you just sitting there to gossip about them? So I've literally confronted people and been like, is this true? This thing that, you know, so and so said you did or whatever. They'll either have to, most of the time they're shocked that I would ask them that, because most of the time honestly it is true, but they either have like a reasoning or just like it's not true. And I would rather just confront them to their face rather than to say like, oh, so and so is such a bad person, like continue the gossip train about them. Does that make sense?
Yeah. Well, I mean, the gossip train's always going to be a weird one, isn't it?
Yeah, I guess so.
Yeah,
It's always ongoing, but I mean, for me, like, I don't know. I'd rather just confront the person head on and just get it over with, because I just don't think it does any good to like talk about it, or just like, you know how people make claims online, but like, or they'll say something but they never tag the person. Oh, that just sends me, because I'm like, no, just, you know, say it with your chest. Like, just tag the person. Like, if you have something to say, like, stop trying to get all these people, like, rallied up and be like, oh, but I'm not going to say who it is. Or, oh, like, oh, whatever. I'm just like, if you have an issue with a person, just DM them. Just inbox them. Like, it's really that easy. Because, yeah, there's definitely been people in the community where I've just been like, nope. Like, I just immediately DM them and I'm just like, nope, unacceptable. I give
I'm
people
right.
a lesson. I give people a talking to.
Absolutely. I mean, you know, if you're content to confront people directly when you want to call them out, then that's fair. It's when people start being underhand that it's the problem.
Well,
So it's good that you direct.
here's the thing with me, right? It's because, like, even in my real life, my friends, like, when me and my friends go out and, like, let's just say, I don't know, something happens, or like we're at work or something, and one of my coworkers feels uncomfortable. Let's say there's a customer making my coworker feel uncomfortable. I'm gonna say, okay, like, from now on, I've got this. Like, I am gonna put myself like in that position where I am gonna handle whatever is about to happen with this interaction. I am not gonna. I will never let somebody I know, like one of my friends, whatever, like be in an uncomfortable position. Does that make sense? Like, I'm the one that's like, I'm not scared of this person. I will totally handle this for you. And so, yeah, I think that's what it is too, is because online, obviously, like in the community that we're in, um, it tends to be something like there's girls or women or, you know, whatever, and just they're scared to say something. They're scared to speak up, and because of the consequences, and they don't want to be seen as causing drama, or just, you know, this person has a large following, so they're scared to speak up about them. I'm just like, I got it from here. Don't worry. Like, because I'm not going to make a post to call out that person. I'm going to message that person directly. And you know what? Like, honestly, because I know that they will see it. Honestly, a lot of the times, there's actually been a couple times where I've done this, and the person on the receiving end has actually been like, honestly, like, you know what? Like, you're right. Like, that was never my intention to make someone feel this way. Like, I need to start doing better. Like, honestly, a lot of people like can appreciate just the fact that I came to them to handle the issue or whatever.
Absolutely. It's definitely, I think the fact that you would be, you know, so bold about it, I think can often almost shock people into having those thoughts that they wouldn't otherwise have. It's like, oh, actually, hang on, have I been the, am I the baddie?
Right. And I
And
think
so,
that goes to like, I treat people how I want to be treated. I would rather someone just ask me, is this true about me or whatever? Like, privately, not out for the whole world to see, so I have a chance to defend myself. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, I would rather have a simple conversation with someone if they would just confront me rather than, you know, 10 people indirecting me or like gossiping about me or whatever. Like, just talk to me one on one, and like I'll tell you anything you want to know. You know, like, I would rather have someone do that to me rather than continuing like to kind of like muddy my reputation. Does that make sense?
yeah, absolutely.
I just have the balls to do it, I guess. So I end up doing it, especially if I feel like someone else is scared or intimidated. You know.
Yeah, it's good to stand up for people. You know, standing up for people that otherwise would be too intimidated, perhaps, to defend themselves against things that people are saying.
It's even funnier when it happens in real life because I'm like 5 feet tall, and I'll confront anybody, and I'm just like most of the time just like looking up at them. I'm just like, guess what? I still have something to say. You're gonna have, you have to face me.
It reminds me of a teacher that I had once, actually. Like, I mean, it's been a long time since I was in school, but one of the most intimidating teachers that I've ever had was this really tiny little old lady.
Yeah.
She was so sweet, except when she wasn't.
They're gonna put that on my gravestone. She was so sweet. Is that when she wasn't? That's what they're gonna write on my tombstone. I swear to God.
Yeah, but basically, if you messed up, she wouldn't even raise her voice, but she would change the tone of it to the point where you would immediately be like, "I'm sorry, I'm so sorry. I will never do that again."
A lot of people, like, let's just say it, like, if I'm seeing someone and, when you meet their friends and then you kind of, like, want to know what their friends have to say, and, like, I always kind of get the same feedback. They'll be like, oh, she's a little, like, firecracker, isn't she? And I'm just like, no, like, I swear, like, I'm actually introverted. But I just have, like, a spicy personality, I guess.
Yeah. Sometimes, it pays to be a little spicy. Just have that fire.
Yeah, so I definitely have ghosted before, but I would say typically, like, 9 times out of 10, like, I wouldn't. It's only the times that I have ghosted is either been like there was just nothing left to say. Like, I don't know, because it's like if you message me, like, I'm not gonna pull teeth trying to talk to you, right? Like, you're messaging me, like, you should be able to carry the conversation. If you're wanting to talk to me, but I have to carry the conversation, like, what are we doing here? Like, I don't know.
Absolutely, yeah. I mean, I'm the same. Like I say, if I've been in a situation where I just didn't think words were actually going to achieve what I needed to achieve, I feel like I've got no obligation to stick around. So I'll usually try and message, but there are some occasions where it's just no, block, delete, get rid,
Like,
just
sometimes,
completely
like,
vanish.
whatever they say that I just don't have a response to, like, I'll just like it or heart the message. Like, what I'm saying? Like the message. And then it's just like, I kind of responded. Like, I didn't totally ghost them, but, like, I didn't actually say anything. I'm just like, yeah, like, I acknowledge, like, what you said. Because I feel like that's at least something. And the thing is, like, if it's not someone that you're going to talk to consistently, I mean, there has to be an end to the conversation. Like, one way or the other.
Yeah. There's definitely, and whilst it's better to have that almost sort of verbal, like, social contract to end the conversation, not everybody pays attention to that, or some people just say something that is so harsh that you feel like they've almost broken the contract anyway. So there's no obligation to be polite to them anymore.
Are people being mean to you, Seth? Who's saying harsh things to you?
There have been occasions in the past where I was impolitely spoken at. Yeah, not everybody has been so polite.
I'll get them. I'll get them.
Cool. I'll send you. I'll send you round there and be like, cool. I'll leave you to it. It's like that sort of that moment where from 300 where he sort of the guy turns and she nods to him in agreement.
I don't know, because I don't know what 300 is, but I understand what you're saying. What's 300?
All right. It's a film. There's a meme about it where, like, the king basically turns to his wife and is like, may I do the thing? And she nods, you may do the thing.
Is it like a medieval thing, like a fantasy type movie, or what?
It's based on the can't remember the name of the battle off the top of my head. It was basically like Greeks versus Persians or something like that. Well, Spartans to be specific versus Persians, way back in the days of ancient Greece. And yeah, there was an army of 300 Spartans that faced down like millions in battle. Well, obviously the legends get exaggerated, but it was very one-sided. But the Spartans were professional soldiers and made a good account of themselves. It's quite good. It's kind of done in the style of the I don't know if you've seen the Spartacus
No,
TV
that's what I was
series.
about to say.
They
That
were they were
this
kind of
is
based visually on 300 in terms of the visual style.
is not the sort of thing that I obviously typically watch. I'm not opposed to watching it. Like if someone wanted to like watch it and they're like picking a movie or whatever, I'd be like, okay, yeah, like as long as I got snacks, I'm good. But the thing is, I've seen the movie Troy probably like 500 times, and that's like a gladiator like type of movie. And for one reason and one reason only, because my mom had the biggest crush on Eric Bana. Like
Fair
my
enough.
whole life, that was like her like celebrity crush. Like I think he used to be like a bigger like actor. Like this is probably like I don't even know, like 2008 or something. But I think he was like a big actor at the time, and yeah, my mom loved her some Eric Bana, so I did see that movie a bunch, and that honestly might have been like kind of what wore me out to it, because it's like, oh, like my mom is like watching this movie, like I don't know, it's just not for me. No, it's her thing now.
Fair enough. Well, I think the listeners, if they've seen 300, they'll know the bit that I mean, because it's the bit before
I
somebody gets
know
kicked.
there's gonna be so many people like, oh my god, she's never even seen 300. But we talk about this all the time. We're just nerds in different ways. Like we're both very nerdy, but just about different things, even if our interests don't overlap.
For sure. Yeah, I'm definitely I think I've got to recommend it. I mean, I am definitely a nerd of some description or another. So yeah, I've got to recommend it.
Totally. Well, thank you so much, everyone, to listening to this episode 4. Woo! So, thank you so much,
Yay.
everyone, and we will
Thanks very
definitely
much.
see you for the next one.